Ah yes, Postal 2, a gaming classic. You're probably wondering why I'm reviewing this game, especially this year, considering how old it is. Well, Postal 2 has earned a special place in my list of favourite games, and I'm going to be explaining why. Firstly, what is Postal 2? Postal 2 is a dark comedy satire, and the story is actually rather simple. You are the postal dude, going throughout your list of chores, and every time you try and do them, something is going to go wrong one way or another depending on what choice you make to actually do that chore and in which order you do them. But to avoid spoiling Postal 2, I'm not going to actually talk about any spoilers in this video. I'm just going to be giving my honest opinion on what I think about the game, and there will of course be footage playing in the background which is from Monday, so it's not really a spoiler. I mean, it's not really that big a spoiler. The biggest spoiler would be probably like telling you how the final part of the game goes, but that's not really important. Anyway, now to actually progress with the actual, review part of this video, so I can tell you what I think about it. And alright, the first part about Postal 2 I'm going to talk about is gameplay. Gameplay, for me, in my experience, doesn't actually have any major issues. The only issue I experienced with Postal 2's gameplay is occasionally getting stuck on things, and the game occasionally crashing, but apart from that, there's nothing really to write home about except for the fact that the weapons in this game are actually pretty fucking fun. Like, the scythe can tear people in half, the double barrel can just destroy people, and the rocket launcher is probably one of the most dangerous weapons in this game to use. And the sniper rifle is a good weapon in this game, because if you're facing enemies with rocket launchers, in normal mode you're able to take them down with a headshot pretty easily, and I honestly think it is probably one of the best weapons for dealing with enemies at a distance. But apart from that, if I had to rate the combat system in this game from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being abysmal and 10 being the best, I give it a 7. But apart from the combat system, there's actually the mission system and a few other things I actually need to mention. Getting the health system out of the way, I'm actually surprised with how good this one was. There are these things in the game you can find called health pipes. Health pipes take your health up to 125, but after a while it wears off if you don't maintain the postal dude's addiction to them. I'm pretty sure he's just smoking crack, but they're actually very useful from a gameplay perspective. They give you enough health to get out of a dangerous situation, and the withdrawal effect comes in late enough for it to actually not be too much of a hindrance. You just need to make sure that either you have enough health to tank the withdrawal effect, or you have enough crack pipes to actually keep the withdrawal effect at bay if you're in a constant combat situation. There's also other health items like pizza and donuts, but they don't heal anywhere near as much as the crack pipe does. And out of all the health items in this game, the dog treats are not even a health item. They're used to befriend dogs, but they are the single worst thing for getting health back, as you only get 1 health per dog treat, and they're only really good for getting you out of a serious pinch where you're about to die in 1 hit. So if I was you, I would reserve them for actually taming a dog and having it on your side. But apart from the small flaws, I'm gonna give the health system in this game a 7 out of 10. Now moving on to the next set of game mechanics, and that being how the game actually handles progression. Regarding actual level progression, once you complete all the tasks, you can usually go through a loading zone and end up back at your trailer to reach the next day. I only remember a few times where you actually have to walk back to your trailer, but that's usually because the trailer is involved in a mission somehow. But apart from this slight inconsistency, I think the level progression system is pretty good, but I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10 because I would like some consistency with the actual go to the trailer or not thing. I'm not sure if that's based on how you do the missions or not, but I don't have the attention span to replay the entire game with the intention of checking. So anyway, now to move on to another aspect of the video, and that's what kind of game is Postal 2? Postal 2 is a dark comedy and satire. Postal 2 pulls no punches and nobody gets out unmocked. And in the age of cancel culture and political correctness, I'm surprised this game hasn't been pulled off Steam. And no, don't take that as a request to try and get it taken off Steam. If anything, I am very glad Postal 2 exists. But what's sort of scary is how the world now is ironically starting to mirror that of Postal 2. I mean, you only have to take a look at what Postal 2 points fun at and then look at what's going on in the real world, you'd quickly realize that something isn't right. But apart from the fact that Postal 2 appears to be predicting the future, Do I recommend playing Postal 2? Well, if you like dark, edgy humor, violence, bloodshed, and dark comedy, then go ahead, it's the game for you. But if I had to put Postal 2 on a scale of 1 to 10 of how good the entire game is, I'm gonna give it a 9, because this game is actually pretty damn smart if you look at what it's actually trying to say. It does it in a way that gets people's attention, and it's pretty effective at it. In fact, it's still pissing people off today. And because it likes to do a little bit of trolling, that gets my respect. And that's really all for my Postal 2 review, but don't click off yet, I actually need to say something important. I'm having a slight bit of bother with YouTube. YouTube is not showing my content to as many people as I would like, and as a result my channel growth is being stunted horribly. So what I need you, the viewer, to do is like the video, share the video, go to my channel and go check out some of my other videos. I'd greatly appreciate if you did. But before I go, I'm just going to say one more thing, and is that the game Hatred does not compare to Postal. Both are completely different franchises, and anyone who's a fan of Hatred is just an edgy boy. Goodbye.